Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Lamaster and welcome back to the Smart Start Recreational Therapy Insights YouTube channel by Smart CU's Hub. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We are on week number 17, which means we are about 1/3 of the way to our 52 episode goal for the year, which is one a week. And we have been putting these out every single Monday, so if you haven't already watched any of the videos so far, please feel free to go back and watch them from the beginning, where we tackle various topics in recreational therapy, going through areas that we all work in, to populations, to professionalism, to all different types of topics pertaining to recreational therapy. Last week, we talked about behavioral health and mental well-being, which, as you know, doesn't just affect the behavioral health setting. It also affects pretty much all recreational therapy settings, because we are human and we work with humans, and behavioral health and mental health is something that applies to every setting, really. And this week, we're going to be going into a specific area of recreational therapy, the community recreational therapy setting. Whether you're working with veterans, individuals with disabilities, youth programs, wellness-focused populations, community-based RT groups, you'll be meeting with people and helping them thrive in their own environments. So this is where they live, work, and play, folks. They're not just coming to the hospital to see you. You're doing this with them in the community. So without any further ado, guys, let's dive right on in. All right, the first question today is, what is community-based recreational therapy? Let's give an answer here. Community-based recreational therapy is the use of recreation, leisure, and play-based interventions delivered outside of institutional settings to help individuals achieve physical, emotional, cognitive, or social goals. Okay? You might find RTs in places like adaptive sports programs, community centers and YMCAs, city parks and rec departments, veteran or senior services, nonprofit organizations, inclusive youth programs, and rehabilitation centers, among others. This model is about accessibility, inclusion, and making recreation part of everyday life. It's not just something that happens in a hospital, or in a rehab center. It happens in life. In the community, our role shifts from being strictly a clinician to being an advocate, a coach, a program designer, and a bridge to lifelong success. Okay, so now we're going to talk about key goals of community-based recreational therapy. The question I first want to ask you is, what are we trying to accomplish in this setting? Here are some core goals for community-based recreational therapy. Goal 1. Promote inclusion and accessibility. We can create opportunities where everyone, regardless of their ability, feels welcome and able to participate in the things that they enjoy. This may involve using adaptive equipment, sensory-friendly options, or support staff trained in inclusion. Number 2, enhance community participation and independence. Whether it's teaching someone to navigate public transportation to a fitness class or introducing them to a community art group, our goal is to help people build confidence in their local environment. Goal number 3, improve physical, social, and emotional well-being. We use recreation to help clients stay active, make friends, reduce isolation, especially to those with disabilities, mental health conditions, and chronic conditions. Goal number 4, build lifelong leisure skills. Community RT helps people discovering meaningful activities that they'll actually want to continue doing on their own when they're no longer in our care. That could be like gardening, yoga, joining a bowling league, adaptive basketball, whatever the case might be. Goal number 5, reduce institutional reliance. By supporting independence and engagement, we help prevent unnecessary hospitalizations, increase the quality of life, and strengthen natural support systems for the clients that we serve. This is about helping people, folks, not just to survive, but to truly thrive in their local environments. Okay, now we're moving on to practical interventions in the community setting. Here are some ways RTs are making an impact through community-based programming. One, adaptive sports and fitness programs. This can include wheelchair basketball, hand cycling, seated yoga, inclusive fitness classes at local gyms, personal training, adaptive for specific abilities, Paralympics, Special Olympics, Parks and Rec, all these things. Okay, 2, outdoor and nature-based interventions. Community gardening, guided nature walks and bird watching, accessible hiking and fishing programs, taking people on kayak trips through a river, taking people on cave exploration trips, teaching people about adaptive mountain climbing. All these things are great ideas in the outdoor and nature-based interventions space. Number 3, social engagement and leisure education. Recreation skill building workshops. So how to sign up for programs, use the libraries, buy tickets online, go to a movie, how to operate in a social situation, peer-led hobby groups such as art club, board game groups, book clubs, anything that you can think of that is a hobby. Okay, social skills groups in partnership with local agencies. That could be going to a Parks and Recreation or a church event or any type of event in the community, and either getting plugged in to participate in working at the event. Maybe it's also participating as being an attendee at the event, and all the above. So recreational therapists do a lot in this type of setting. All right, partnerships and advocacy. Collaborating with city councils, rep departments, and nonprofits to design inclusive programming. Training staff at community centers on disability awareness and inclusive practices. Looking around for ADA compliant things and things that are out of whack that need to be addressed so that your clients who are in a wheelchair, for instance, can actually access them. In all these examples, RT becomes a vehicle for autonomy, identity, and belonging. One accessible activity at a time. All right, we're moving on to getting involved and growing this model. If you are an RT looking to expand into community-based work, here are some ways to start. Build partnerships with nonprofits, adaptive sports leagues, or city park departments. Look for grant funding to support inclusive program design. Develop marketing tools that showcase how RT supports community wellness. Connect with populations that are underserved, and ask what they need. All right, now we're on to the wrap up and some key takeaways from today. So we're going to wrap things up with community-based RT brings therapeutic recreation out into everyday environments. It emphasizes inclusion, independence, wellness, and lifelong engagement. Interventions range from adaptive sports to leisure coaching to nature-based programs. And RTs in community settings are not just facilitators. They are connectors, advocates, and creators of access. Or you can offer workshops or trainings for inclusive recreation in your community. Another thing, folks, as a recreational therapy entrepreneur myself, I like to just kind of throw out the idea of starting your own recreational therapy business in your community. If you're thinking about how can I bill as a recreational therapist, there are a lot of creative ways RTs are doing this just like you. So RTs can either do private pay, which is the most basic way where somebody gives you money for your services, and some RTs are doing that via contracts over 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, and they're making sure that they have enough clients to see consistently. They come up with a plan and they do a free assessment, and then they work with clients that way. There are other RTs that even have the ability to bill insurance depending on the state that they live in. So, for instance, in Texas, we have a couple Medicaid waivers that recreational therapists bill. It's called the Yes and the Class waiver. One is working with severe emotional disturbance, and another one is working with intellectual developmental disabilities. And RTs can actually bill Medicaid in our state for $77.24 an hour. It's pretty dang good, guys. So another state that has that is Indiana, which is another high-paying state. And in Michigan, they actually are able to use no-fault auto insurance. So somebody gets in a car accident and they are able to select whatever provider of services that they want for their rehab. And that could include recreational therapy. So in that environment, what you're doing is you're advertising, you're telling people the positive outcomes recreational therapy provides for people who have been in vehicle accidents, whether that could be physical stuff you're doing with them, cognitive, emotional, whatever the case might be. They determine where their dollars go. There are other states as well that I didn't mention here. That's a really cool way to do this. Another way is to get some grant money. You might not be able to fund your program completely, but you apply for business grants to businesses, and you're a nonprofit at this stage, and you can use that money to either run your programs, pay yourself, pay some staff, or you can use that to just offset the price so that you can make it more affordable for populations that don't typically have a lot of money. All right, some wrap-ups and takeaways for today, guys. Community recreational therapy brings therapeutic recreation out to everyday environments. It emphasizes inclusion, independence, wellness, and lifelong engagement in leisure. Interventions range from adaptive sports to leisure coaching to nature-based programs and so many more. Recreational therapy in community settings are not just facilitators, we are connectors, advocates, and creators of success. Folks, because of our profession, we get to know clients, I would say, even so much better than most other helping professions. We get to know not only what makes them tick, what motivates them, what they like, what they don't like. We get to know their favorite color even. We get to know whatever the thing might be, right? And we get so close with our clients a lot of times that we also get to experience some of the struggle and pain that they feel, right, when trying to do life, okay? And it is our job as recreational therapists. One of the cool things that we get to do is be that voice, be that arm, that leg, whatever that might be for that client, and to advocate for them on their behalf or alongside them if they would like. Okay, so guys, remember that it is great that we get that opportunity. All right, that's it for week number 17 of the Smart Start Recreational Therapy Insights YouTube series. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you really enjoyed this video, please like it under the video. Hit the subscribe button so that you can get these videos in your inbox every single week. And because every Monday we're putting these out there. It'll also help us to appear higher in the search results for more recreational therapists to find our content. If you like these videos also and want to share them on YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever you want to do, please do. That's another great way to spread awareness. There's not a lot of recreational therapy YouTube content out there, and so we're trying to grow this library. All right, guys, I hope you have had a great week. I mean, it's only Monday, but I also hope that the majority of your week now is going to be great as well. Next week, we're going to be talking about adaptations for physical disabilities. So if you work with clients that have physical disabilities or limitations, we're going to be diving into that in the next YouTube video. And as always, recreational therapists, I hope you have a great week and stay classy.